How to use credit cards. What's up, guys? Ryan from I Teach Credit. Today I want to talk to you about how to use these things right here that I tell people are the greatest tool for building your credit, and it's one of the greatest financial tools that you could actually have, but nobody actually knows how to use them. And it's one of the few questions nobody ever asks me. How should I actually use the credit cards? I'm going to explain to you right now the best way to use them so that you can not only build nice high credit limits, but you can also keep nice low utilization, which will then help boost and build your credit score. Okay, guys, let's take this scenario here, okay? Let's say you got a simple limit of $1,000, okay? You can make that number anything you want. If it's a secure card, you can make it 200 bucks. If it's a secure card, it's $500, or let's say you're well established and it's $5,000, $10,000, or $20,000 credit card, not a charge card. Remember, if it's got this Centurion on the front of it, it's a charge card. All the other ones are credit cards, okay? This is what you want to do using a scenario of $1,000 credit limit, okay? What most people will do is, let's say in the course of the month, let's just say their bills and their expenses between gas, groceries, utilities, Friday night pizza, and fast food, they spend 250 bucks a week. At the end of the month, they'll have spent $1,000, essentially maxing out their credit card if they only have $1,000 limit. That is bad, okay? That is really bad. But what most people do, $1,000 limit, they spend $1,000 and then 15 days later, or whatever their due date is, hopefully, they pay that balance off in full. Now, some people, they'll pay the minimum payment, which may only be like 50 bucks. That's really, really bad, okay? But in the sake of the scenario, this is what you should do with the credit card. If you have $1,000 credit limit, okay, what you want to do is, assuming $250. Remember, guys, when you're using credit cards, you need to have your utilization below 10%. Below 10%, you actually get a little bonus on your credit report or your credit score, because they're saying, hey, you're being really responsible. Now, this is per card, also in total of all cards. But again, we're using this one card scenario. You should be keeping your balance on the reporting date below 10%. But it's okay if you go up to 29%. Once you hit 30%, that's where all of a sudden you start to pop up on the radars. And that's where it's really bad. Obviously, if you hit 50%, that's even worse. So what you should do, $1,000 limit, let's say you spend $250 a week. At the end of the first week, that puts you at 25% utilization. In the beginning, when you have low limit credit cards, the first thing you should do is the end of the week on Friday, whenever you get paid, is pay that card off to zero. Why? Because it keeps your utilization low. It also is going to help make sure that you never miss a payment, because you get into the habit of paying every single week, treating it just like a debit card, and then you'll never pay interest. And that's one of the biggest killers of people's finances, is paying credit card interest, because eventually it grows and grows and grows, it snowballs, and then it runs away from them and they can't stop it. It's that runaway freight train. At the end of week 2, the same thing. You spend 250 bucks. At the end of the week 2, you pay it off to zero. What's going to happen, guys, is as you continue this cycle, at some point in time, usually somewhere around here, you have what's called the reporting date. The reporting date is the day that a snapshot is taken. And that's what reflects to the credit bureaus. And that's what they see. That's what they base on. This here, let's just say you spend $1,000 a week. You max this credit card out every single week. That's okay. Pay it off to zero every single week, and then you can keep using it. What will happen then is this $1,000 will then go to $3,000 and then go to $10,000. Not necessarily in that order, but I have credit cards that started off at $5,000 credit limits that are now $16,000 credit limits. They started off low, but because I continued to use them, I showed trust and rapport, they can continue to give me a credit limit increase, and now I don't have to worry about that, because now, in order for me, on a $16,000 credit card, for me to hit 10%, that's $1,600 bucks. Trust me, I'm not running up my bills that high that often, okay? This is the best way to keep your balances low, your utilization low, your credit score high, and to never pay interest, is every single week when you get the card, whatever it is, on Friday, when you get paid, pay that card to zero, okay? Again, if let's say this is a $5,000 credit card, So then fine, you don't have to pay it every week. Pay it every 2 weeks. To the point eventually when you get where you have $10,000 limits, and depending on the cards, you should use a couple different cards, you may only then have to pay it at the end of the month. And you don't have to worry about making 4 weekly or a payment every single week, 4 monthly payments. Okay? It's the best way to use the credit cards. It's the best way for you to maintain great credit scores, and it's the best way to make sure that you never pay interest. It's all about these daily disciplines. If you maintain these daily disciplines, you will then end up building solid credit scores. You'll maintain the solid credit scores, and then you're going to get all the beautiful perks. Just think of all the cash back that you get from this. Just think about the lower interest rates you get by doing this. These are all things that are going to help your finances, but they all take just a little daily discipline on a regular basis, okay? If you guys have any questions about this, please let me know. How to use credit cards is probably the one thing that nobody really knows how to do. They don't know what to do, but it's the most vital, because credit cards, again, they're the most valuable tool for your finances. They help teach you discipline, they help teach you managing money, and they help build your credit score. And by doing just that, you will live a better life financially. So I hope you guys found that helpful. If you have questions, comments, please put them down below. If you have any experiences with this, let me know. If there's anything you think that you can add that will help us or other people in this group, put it in the comments below. Share your stories, share your success. Let us know so we can all live a little bit of a better life financially. Hope you guys have an awesome day, and I'll catch up with you later.